Hi families of preschoolers, this is Dr. Tracy Ewing. I wanted to reach out and ask if you've taken time to talk with your child about the coronavirus yet. I've heard from many parents, and I know that a lot of you have been trying to keep talk about this virus away from your children. It's totally normal to want to shield your child from anything negative or scary, but this is something you don't need to hide from them. You have a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity right now to help build resilience in your children. So I want to share with you not only how to start this conversation, but also what to say. How you talk to your child is going to depend on two things. First, how you feel about this pandemic, and second, what your child already knows. First, you need to ask yourself, how do you feel? If you're anxious, stressed, scared, or worse, if you're feeling panicked, you need to deal with that first. Take a few moments to identify these negative feelings and then try and engage in a little bit of self-care. Most of us, myself included, have been cycling up and down through this pandemic, having some really good, calm moments and also some anxious, not so good moments. Find a time when you're feeling positive and calm before you talk with your child. Second, when you know you're ready to talk to your child, you can start by asking them what they know. An easy way to get this conversation started is simply ask your child, do you know why we've been staying home from school? Be sure to pause and give them a chance to answer. If they're ready, they'll answer you. If they're not, they're going to say something that's not relevant, like, oh, my dinosaur is under my bed. Remember how we just started this conversation saying we need to make sure that you're ready and you're in the right state of mind to have this conversation. We also need to make sure that your child is ready and wanting to engage in this conversation as well. If they're not ready, don't push it. Just bring it up another time. Listen to your child's answers and then probe them by asking more questions like, what else do you know? Can you tell me more? Remember, if they're saying things that are not true or that are clearly wrong, do not correct them. Let them finish. Do not interrupt. Just listen. Once they've told you all they know, you can ask them if they have any questions. In preschool, we do this all the time. You can say, do you have any questions? Or what do you want to know more about? Or what do you want me to tell you about? This is your chance to correct those mistakes that they made or those earlier misconceptions and really ease their worries. So now let's talk about what you need to say to your child. There are 4 pieces of information you can give your preschooler. Number 1, name the virus. For example, you might say, you were right, we're not going to school anymore because we don't want anyone to get sick. There's a new germ called the coronavirus or COVID-19. You can even ask them to say it. Can you say coronavirus? Children love learning big words. Second, explain what it is. You can say something like, coronavirus is a germ that makes people sick. Do you remember when you got sick? We don't like being sick, do we? Well, if someone gets the coronavirus, they're going to be really sick and they'll be coughing a lot. Chances are at this point, your child is gonna not care about the coronavirus anymore and they're only gonna talk about themselves and that one time that they got sick. Preschool children are very egocentric still, and that's okay. Just listen. This is gonna help it feel less scary for them. Third, give them the reason that we can't go out, we can't go to school, and give them some hope. You can say something like, we don't like being sick and coughing, do we? Well, since coronavirus is a new germ, the scientists and doctors are still learning about it. We always have to learn new things, right? Well, scientists and doctors are learning more about the coronavirus germ and how to help sick people feel better. Fourth, help them feel in control. Be sure to ask them, do you know how to get rid of germs? Hopefully by now your child will say, wash your hands. If not, you can tell them and remind them how important hand washing is. But you can also tell them other ways we stay healthy. You can say things like, when we eat fruits and vegetables, we're staying healthy. When we get all of our sleep, we're staying healthy. And when we stay home from school and we don't go to our friends' houses, that's helping us stay healthy. So those are the 4 things I want you to share with your preschool child. If you haven't already, make sure to get them this information. Be sure to take time throughout to answer any questions they have and respond as honestly and simply as you can. If you're feeling uncomfortable answering any of their questions, please don't tell them any lies. Instead, you can tell your child, I'm not sure about that. That's a really good question. Maybe we can ask a doctor and find out, and this will help them feel better. Hopefully this conversation with your child goes smoothly, but don't expect it to. They're preschoolers after all. Instead, expect lots of interruptions, and remember, it's okay if you have to stop this conversation and start it over again later. Eventually, you'll get the chance to explain everything, and your child will be able to get all of their questions answered. If you have any questions for me, I'm always here and happy to answer your questions. I hope this information was helpful and that everybody in your family stays healthy.